Hi and welcome back. I'm Brad Alexander, and it's been a little while since we've chatted, and we're going to break down some foundations of sales, some selling foundations that you've got to have in order to be a quality salesperson. And I'll say it's been a lot of fun doing the 7 habits of highly ineffective salespeople and the 7 habits of completely useless managers. I appreciate the feedback that I've gotten. I appreciate the comments, and I even appreciate the fact that some of you didn't get that it was kind of tongue-in-cheek and a joke, but it's all good. I appreciate it, and I certainly appreciate those of you who have gone out after watching the video and picked up a copy of The Paint Won't Lick Itself, Simple Truths for Selling Cars. It's available at lulu.com, www.lulu.com. My name is Brad Alexander. Punch that in the search box and you'll pull up my books. The Paint Won't Lick Itself, also available, Perception is Reality, and my newest book, Bear With Me in My Folly. So I hope you get a chance to pick those up, join them, and share them, and we're going to focus on some simple truths for selling cars from The Paint Won't Lick Itself. And we're going to talk again about foundations for sales. And you've got to have a foundation in anything that you do. And probably one of the great parables ever told was about 2 guys building their houses. And one guy builds his house on a bed of sand. Just goes out, builds, does a great job, has access to the same materials as the other guy. He builds his on a bed of sand. And the other guy builds his house on a bed of rock. You can see what's coming here, right? Storms come. Storms come, rain falls. The guy who builds his house on that bed of sand gets washed away. The dude who built his house on the bed of rock had a firm foundation. He weathered the storms. He stayed. His house maintained and survived. That's what having a foundation will do for you in anything in life, and particularly in sales. The other thing you need to notice about that is storms came to both guys. Just because you have that foundation does not mean that storms will not come. Storms are going to come. How you survive those storms, how you maintain through those storms is dependent on how firm a foundation you have. That is what I'm all about, is getting that foundation for salespeople, because you can learn and know as many cool ninja closes as there are and as many Jedi mind tricks as you want to know, but the bottom line is, if you don't have a firm foundation, you're never getting that customer to sit down and negotiate. You're never getting them to write up without that foundation. You've got to be able to get through the basics of the road to the sale in order to use those great closing skills that you may have, great closing lines or word tracks that you've developed. And those are all good. They're important to have. But without the foundation, they're nothing. And you think about great athletes, and the one who often comes to mind is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, whenever his feet left the ground, whoever was watching was wondering, what's he going to do this time? Because every time he left the ground, his feet left the ground, he did something different, something creative, something amazing. And it just would leave people in awe of his ability. But let me tell you something. We would have never seen Michael Jordan throw down one dunk or one change of hands in the finals against the Lakers. We would have never seen any of that if he didn't have a basic foundation. If he didn't know how to handle the ball, pass the ball, and play defense, we would have never heard of Michael Jordan. He had that basic foundation. And that's what I'm talking about for us. We've got to have that basic foundation before we go and try and do our 360 tomahawk slam dunk, okay? Maybe on an 8-footer or a 7-footer. I might get that done. Anyway, the foundation for sales. First and foremost, and this goes without question, you've got to have integrity. I said integrity. That comes first before anything. Because I tell you this, I don't care how great of a closer you think you are, I don't care how great of a salesperson you think you are, If you do not have integrity, I do not need you. And the car business doesn't need you. Let's be honest. The car business doesn't need people like that. You know, there's enough of them out there that have left a bad taste in people's mouths and given this perception of what kind of people we are. Done with it. And another piece to go along with that, there's no such thing as having a little bit of integrity or some integrity or kind of having integrity. That's like being kind of pregnant. There's no such thing. You either have integrity or you do not. Okay? That, you got to determine that. You got to look yourself in the mirror and figure that part out. And then the next step from that, when you've got integrity, one of the most important things about sales is attitude. You've heard people say that attitude is everything. Attitude gives you latitude. Attitude will. Attitude gives you altitude, right? You've got to have that strong attitude. And I'm not just talking about being positive and upbeat all the time. I'm talking about having an attitude of being focused, having an attitude of knowing where you're going. You got to realize where's the end of the road here. When I greet a customer on the lot, the end of the road is them driving off the lot in a new vehicle. That's my goal. Okay? So I got to, every customer that I greet out on the lot, I've got to be positive. I've got to be confident. Okay? Knowledge breeds confidence, and that's what having that foundation is about, giving you that confidence. And I'll be honest with you, everybody has bad days, but customers really don't care. It may sound harsh, it may sound rude. Customers don't care if you're having a bad day. They don't care that you had to flush the goldfish down the toilet and little Johnny went to school crying because Nemo's gone. They don't care, that the dog made a mess on the carpet and you and your wife got into an argument about who should clean it up, and you left angry, she left angry, and it's going to be fun when you get home from work tonight. Doesn't matter. You've got to turn that off, and as soon as you are with a customer, as soon as the phone rings and you take that sales call, as soon as someone shows up on the lot, it is showtime. The curtain goes up, all the lot is the stage, and we are merely the players, okay? They don't care about what else is going on in your life. If you can't put that behind you or beside you while you go out and have to try and assist a customer, then you need to go home. Or at least go, take 15 minutes or a half hour, whatever you need to do to get your head back on straight so you can go assist that customer. Otherwise, the only way you're selling a car to that person is if they're already on the road to the sale. If they've already determined, I'm here right now to buy a car, that car, and they've landed themselves and they've got this thing figured out. If they need any assistance from you, any direction from you, you're not going to give it to them because your head's not on straight. So get your head on straight, okay? Integrity and attitude are the first two most important things involved in any sales, particularly in auto sales. The stress that we face, the frustration, the hours you put in with some customers and end up not coming out with anything, it can get to you. You've got to be able to shake it off. It's got to be like water off a duck's back and just roll off and let's go. Who's next? Who's next? Let's go. Okay? So, we're going to go through some steps throughout this series. We're going to talk more about the basic road to the sale.